May this moment be a doorway to grace, truth, and awe. You are definitely, unquestionably, impulsively intoxicating, chosen one. And everyone will soon be reminded by the universe why that title is uniquely yours. It bursts open the cosmic vault that holds your magnetic energy. And when it happens, everyone who has been evaluating their ability to handle your league is going to receive a lightning bolt intensity response. Now, as those heavenly floodgates open wide, they're rushing to raise their whole existence in order to withstand the draw of your presence. However, let's begin with the chosen one, which you haven't seen yet. You are engrossed in the thoughts of someone, not in some clinging, frantic sense, but rather the way someone gets engrossed in a newly discovered masterpiece, aware that they are seeing something unique and uncommon. They have been observing your metamorphosis with the same fervor that astronomers observe the development of new stars, understanding that they are seeing a once-in-a-lifetime event. It's not about whether you'll notice them that's causing the terror to ripple through their brain. It concerns whether they are deserving of attention from someone who is obviously functioning on an entirely different frequency than those around them. They observe how you've methodically eliminated from your life every individual, circumstance, and vibe that doesn't align with your high standards. They've seen you grow so perceptive that people start to doubt their own abilities just by looking at you. Your life has been the subject of covert reconnaissance by this individual. They are aware of the business decisions you have been making. They are aware of the financial successes you have been enjoying. They are aware of your current demeanor, which is that of someone who has found their own power and isn't scared to use it, however riskily, for their own mental well-being. They are aware that opportunities to work with someone of your quality don't present themselves forever. Their growing sense of urgency isn't coincidental. They can sense the pressure growing every hour as cosmic timing clashes with worldly earning. Something they've been longing for will either materialize or vanish forever in a matter of hours. And they are being pushed to the brink of action they have never taken before by the stress of that reality. When you were among someone you truly wanted, do you recall finishing last? Do you recall the times you threw your energy into relationships that made you feel less than yourself, chances that kept you little, or circumstances that depleted you? There was a reason for that version of you. It taught you exactly what you deserve better than, what you don't want, and what you won't accept. The individual who has been observing your metamorphosis witnesses your efforts. They honor someone who not only overcame adversity, but also used it as a springboard to create something truly amazing. Every betrayal helped you develop your judgment. Every setback made you more exacting. Every time you put progress ahead of comfort, you were developing into a person capable of managing the events that would transpire over the next few hours. Friend, if this message has stirred your faith, then respond in faith, because the seed you sow today sets a harvest in motion tomorrow. This channel is good ground, so when you give, you don't just support content, you partner with a vision that lifts people every day. So go ahead and tap the Super Thanks button and choose $20, $50, or any amount that's on your heart, and do it with expectation. And as you sow, say it out loud. This is my step of faith, and I'm expecting open doors, fresh favor, and God's best in my life. Because generous hearts attract generous outcomes, and your gift makes more encouragement possible for someone who needs it right now. The Word backs this up. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Luke 6 verse 38, KJV. So move while the moment is here, and let your $20, $50, or more be the seed that speaks for your future. Because when you release what's in your hand, God can release what's in His. The financial barriers that once held you back in cycles of hardship and shortage have entirely vanished. Not slowly, but abruptly, as if a dam were to burst under stress. It was never intended to last. Right now, the money isn't pouring into your experience. They're hurrying, and this individual has taken notice. They witness someone who exemplifies abundance rather than just talking about it. Someone who deliberately generates success rather than only dreaming about it. The person whose mind is absorbed by you knows that you have to contribute something significant to the table in order to become close to someone who works at your level. You've become extremely careful about where you spend your time and energy, and they can see it. They have seen you develop into a person who, by your actions, not only commands respect, but also demands it. Because kids are aware of the stakes, this both thrills and intimidates them. Someone from your past has been observing your transformation with a mix of regret and incredulity, while this person has been gathering the strength to come straight to you. This is the person who had access to you throughout the time of your transition, but was unaware of it. You were obviously the main event, but they treated you like a placeholder. Even though you were clearly the first pick, they kept you as a backup. Now, the irony slicing through them is beautiful. You were busy becoming someone who was totally out of their league, while they were busy playing games, balancing several choices, and persuading themselves that it was a good idea to keep you intrigued but unsure. What they once took for granted has changed into someone they wouldn't even dare approach now. The eagerness that grows in someone who sees your worth and doesn't let the chance pass them by is well contrasted with the remorse that consumes them. Even you occasionally astonish yourself at your own metamorphosis, because it has been so thorough. The individual who formerly expressed regret for having standards now establishes them without providing a rationale. The person who once accepted others' partial effort now demands, and gets, complete commitment. People either rise to match your energy or leave your company because of how brilliantly the soul that once dimmed their light to avoid upsetting others now shines. There have been some casualties in this progression. A friend, or someone you thought of as a friend, has been subtly criticizing your increased confidence. They feel scared by your refusal to play small anymore, uneasy with your confidence, and threatened by your accomplishment. They're part of the old energy that's being removed to make room for what's coming, but their veiled criticisms and backhanded remarks say more about their own fears than anything about you. The individual whose mind is absorbed by you observes everything. They observe how you respond to criticism politely, how you uphold your principles in the face of pressure to compromise, and how you keep evolving even when people want to drag you back to your former self. They are now persuaded that you are more than just a person they are drawn to because of these observations. They look up to you, want to learn from you, and think that simply by being a part of your life, they can improve their own. The silence that has shielded your energies will break in a few hours, but not in the way you might anticipate. It won't be an extravagant romantic gesture or a spectacular declaration. It will involve someone at last having the guts to tell the truth, to own up to the tension that has been growing between you, and to take the chance they have been weighing for weeks or months. The way the message comes to you will take you by surprise. Not because you anticipated it, but rather because you were unaware of the extent to which you had impacted them. This moment is beautiful not only because of what is coming, but also because of who you have become to be able to receive it. You may have ruined the chance before it could fully materialize, questioned their intentions, or rejected your own worthiness in the past. Yellow heart if you're moved by divine love. Now is the moment to share it. Click the Super Thanks button on YouTube and contribute $50 or more to help us broadcast God's blessings far and wide. Every act of generosity you make is being watched in heaven and will return to you 100-fold. However, the person you are now, the one who has put in the effort, paid the price, and triumphed, is prepared for this degree of acknowledgement, gratitude, and sincere connection. The money that has been coming in will grow rapidly. You will receive a notification, an opportunity will arise, or a circumstance will turn out better than you could have imagined. This is not an accident. It's when the cosmos finally aligns the abundance of the outside world with your inner vibration. The strategic choices you've been making, the investments you've been making, and the initiatives you've been working on have all been driven by an inner knowledge that will soon be amply validated. Most importantly, though, you're going to learn that your suspicions about this individual have always been correct. Every time you felt like they were observing, Whenever you sensed their energy directed towards you, every time you questioned whether something more serious was in the works, you were correct. Your increased consciousness, your capacity for inference. You have been ready for this realization because of your sensitivity to energy that others completely overlook. The individual who has been circling your energies is aware that their feelings are more than just a basic attraction. They perceive a person who embodies depth, adventure, progress, and possibility all combined into one seductive package. They understand that participating in your story would need them to level up in ways they have never tried before, which excites and frightens them in equal measure. You will experience the longest and shortest hours of your life in the coming hours. As excitement rises, time will seem to drag. Yet as events happen so quickly, it will seem to shorten. More than anything else, the letter will include an invitation to explore possibilities that could change both of your futures, not merely to spend time together. It will contain words they have been practicing, thoughts they have been organizing, and feelings they have been attempting to analyze. Though it is undoubtedly a contributing factor, the romantic possibility is not the only thing that makes this moment so potent. It's the realization that you have at last drawn someone who recognizes your total worth, values your whole package, and wishes to help you continue to rise rather than profit from your decline. This is not rescue energy. This is collaboration energy. This isn't one-sided neediness. It's mutual admiration. Instead of requesting to eat at your table, this person brings their own. At this point, the circularity of your path becomes evident. The suffering that propelled your change, the norms that arose from your development, the boundaries that shielded your vitality as you changed. All of this was setting you up for someone who wouldn't make you feel the need to protect, minimize, or compromise who you are. The individual coming up to you right now is drawn to your current state. I have no desire to transform you back into your former self. Either an opportunity will present itself, your phone will buzz, or an unexpected conversation will start that makes everything fall into place. You'll realize that the stillness wasn't meaningless in that moment. It was brimming with potential, only expressing something lovely and safeguarding something valuable until the ideal time for its manifestation arrived. While passion will undoubtedly play a role in the explosion, the sparks that fly won't only be romantic. There will be spiritual sparks that strengthen your bond with your mission, financial sparks that increase your resources, social sparks that broaden your network, and creative sparks that ignite new ideas. This convergence has been the result of all the building. This is the point at which your transformation's many strands come together to produce something more than the sum of their individual parts. In a few hours, the register will open, the vault will unlock, the hush will end, sparks will fly, and you, the chosen one, will see yourself mirrored in the eyes of others as you have been learning to perceive yourself. Wonderful, worthy, and irresistible. When they understand you've been hoping they'll find the bravery all along, the fear they've been harboring about coming to you will go. Now is your time. Everything has been setting you up for this very moment when possibility, energy, and timing come together. The individual who has been planning their strategy is aware that hesitating could cost him the chance of a lifetime. The cosmos that has been arranging things knows that you're at last prepared to get all of the things you've been working for. Although the silence ends, the change that has been accumulating for a long time has made this moment possible. When the sparks fly, they will light a way to possibilities you haven't even considered yet. When someone who has put in the effort meets someone who appreciates it, this is what occurs. When someone has the courage to take action on both opportunity and preparedness, this is what happens. The chosen register is ready to open. This moment is the culmination of everything you've become, all you've built, and everything you've endured. The sound of everything finally fitting together will soon replace the quiet that veiled your metamorphosis. You are completely prepared for the fire that the sparks are about to start. You've become so impulsively intoxicating that everyone is orbiting your energy, but you're not aware of it yet. This isn't the phony charm of someone playing games or the frantic appeal of someone pushing too hard. When someone fully and unapologetically embodies their authority, this is the unadulterated, unfiltered appeal that results. Now, people are unable to articulate why they are attracted to you. They simply know they are, and the attraction is becoming more powerful by the second. Your voice has evolved into a frequency that attracts attention and breaks through background noise. People pull in closer because they feel they're hearing something significant when you speak with a surety and authority that wasn't there before. This individual who has been following your development has observed how discussions alter when you walk in, how meetings take a different turn when you share your viewpoint, and how participation speeds up decision-making. The drunkenness extends beyond your presence. It also has to do with your absence. People wonder what you're up to, who you're with, and what projects are grabbing your interest when you're not around. There's nothing calculating or manipulative about the mystery you've created. Dove brothers and sisters, everything done in faith multiplies in God's abundance. Use the Super Thanks feature to donate $100 today and join this sacred mission. When your roots are grounded in Him, your fruit will flourish, and your offering becomes a seed that bears blessed harvests. It's the inevitable outcome of someone who has learned to respect their energy enough to allocate it wisely. The demand is growing rapidly as a result of this lack of access. Individuals who typically methodically prepare everything end up making impulsive decisions simply to be in your sphere of influence. The person whose mind is consumed by you has noticed themselves acting totally out of character, checking social media more often, selecting routes that they think would bring them into contact with you by chance, and practicing conversations that might never take place. This impetuous behavior you encourage is awareness, not weakness. It's what occurs when a person faces a natural force and discovers that their typical tactics are ineffective. The methodical strategy they have been preparing is battling the impulse to act recklessly and make their intentions known. These impulses are becoming so tense that they are about to explode, and there will be amazing results when it snaps. You no longer feel guilty about your intelligence, good looks, success, or magnetic personality. You've come to terms with the fact that some people may find your growth intimidating, and rather than lowering your light to appease them, you've decided to shine even brighter. This confidence in your own abilities has produced an atmosphere that is both alluring and a little frightening. The individual who has been following your rise knows they are seeing something unique. They perceive someone who is not only successful but also content, not just smart but wise, and not just attractive, but also genuinely self-assured. On their own, these pairings are rare enough. They are now doubting all they believed they understood about their life goals after discovering them all in one person. Intriguing changes have also occurred in your impetuous temperament. You no longer make snap decisions driven by emotion or desperation. Instead, you make intuitive decisions that appear arbitrary to others, but make sense to you alone. These inclinations have brought to breakthroughs, surprising relationships, and chances that would not have arisen if you had followed the norm. There's more to the impending stillness than romance. It is simultaneously spiritual, financial, and creative. Projects that have been in the background are prepared to come to life. Once impossible collaborations are now inevitably occurring. Like metal to a magnet, resources that seemed inaccessible are now rushing in your direction. Those who are paying attention to your social media presence without attempting to produce content or cultivate a following find it especially captivating. Your genuine posts about your life, ideas, and experiences have begun to receive reactions that even you are surprised by. Not only are people liking and commenting on your stuff, but they are also sharing it with others, referencing you, and accepting your casual observations as valuable insights. The individual who has been drawn to you understands that their feelings are more than just a passing fancy. They see someone who inspires them to improve, accomplish more, and aim higher. Their own development has been accelerated by your presence in their minds, which has caused them to reflect on their own lives and discover shortcomings they had not previously recognized. You have outgrown the need for your patterns, so people can no longer decipher them. Instead of fear and conditioning, you base your decisions on inspiration and intuition. For someone who has lived their entire life attempting to understand people and circumstances in order to feel safe, this makes you incredibly fascinating. There will be simultaneous ignition of the sparks that are set to fly in several places. Everyone, including yourself, will be surprised by the route your career takes. Your artistic endeavors will reach their target audience in ways that appear to be nearly prearranged by unseen forces. You will be able to make decisions based on your desires rather than your needs after your financial circumstances have stabilized. Above all, you're going to learn that your instincts about being watched and appreciated have been not just right, but subtle. This person's attention to you has become so intense that they were unaware of their own abilities. An almost juvenile enthusiasm combined with a mature appreciation of what you stand for has replaced their normal poise. Your intoxication is not fleeting or shallow. It's the kind that grows stronger when people come to understand that what first drew them to you was only the beginning. New depths are revealed in every discourse. Every encounter reveals new dimensions. Every experience that is shared gives one more incentive to desire more. You now take an equally intoxicating attitude to relationships. You no longer fake, perform, or strive to be what other people want you to be. Rather, you've evolved into your most compelling self, complex, paradoxical, intelligent, demanding, and completely genuine. By acting as a truth serum, this genuineness makes people open up more than they had planned to, fostering bonds that are both immediate and meaningful. The individual who is about to speak up has been practicing not only what they will say, but also how they will respond to the pressure of speaking. They are aware that once they express their emotions, they cannot return to the cozy uncertainty that has been shielding them from possible rejection. The potential profit has increased to the point that the danger feels overwhelming. There's something almost gravitational about your physical presence. People are motivated to be where you are, to ask for your opinion, and to temporarily grab your attention. This has nothing to do with traditional beauty. It has to do with a magnetic field produced by an individual who is completely in tune with their power and purpose. Let's not sugarcoat it, though. The truth remains concealed. It has been perverted. It has been suppressed by fear, algorithms, and censorship. But your heart never ceased seeing reality. Fires will burn for a long time after the initial ignition due to the flying sparks. Projects will begin. Relationships will get stronger. Resources will flow and opportunities will multiply. Above all, you will fully embrace the self you have been developing into, receiving what is coming with the grace of someone who understands their value, rather than wondering if you deserve it. You're about to make the drunkenness reciprocal. You're going to feel the equally potent rush of being fully seen, fully valued, and fully desired by someone whose opinion matters to you, while others have been intoxicated by your energy. A feedback loop of attraction will be created by this mutual recognition, and its intensity will startle you both. The register opens for everything you've been working toward, not just love. The vault opens not only on an emotional level, but also on a financial and creative level. The flying sparks will light up possibilities you haven't even considered yet, sparking a future that surpasses all of your dreams and visions. Have you noticed how easily you've started drawing in the things you need at the right time? Consider it. The ideal individual shows up at the ideal time with knowledge that resolves issues you hadn't even completely described. Just when you are wondering how to access resources, they appear. As soon as you are prepared to see opportunities, they come your way. It's not luck that this synchronistic flow occurs. You are functioning at a frequency that demands cooperation from everyone. Everyone in your sphere has taken notice of this synchronistic flow, but the individual who has been researching your metamorphosis is particularly interested. Glowing star yearning to witness God's miracles firsthand? Plant your spiritual seed now by contributing $100 or more through the YouTube Super Thanks button. Your offering lights the path for others and echoes through His divine plan, bringing his light into every step you take. They've seen so many seemingly inconceivable coincidences work in your favor that they've begun to think that being close to you could be the secret to releasing the same kind of magic in their own lives. The want to be a part of whatever force field is all around you has grown more intense than simple attraction and is now almost reverent. Take note of how others are interacting with you right now. Have you observed that social interactions have become almost hypnotic? Conversations with you are more vividly remembered than those with other people. Weeks later, you receive quotes from people who say your offhand remarks help them make crucial choices. When you listen with true engagement and full presence, you create a unique experience that people value. Do you sense how much of an impact it has? Pressure has been mounting from the impending breakup of quiet in ways that go well beyond romance. Your long-suppressed creative endeavors are about to burst into the public eye with a force that will astound you. You've been quietly constructing the foundation for structures that will improve not only your life, but also the lives of everyone who is involved with your goal. Think about the changes in your relationship with money. You've begun to allow abundance instead of striving for it. Instead of using desperate measures to force results, you're making room for resources to flow organically. Do you notice a difference? Someone whose own financial difficulties have made your seeming ease with affluence both fascinating and enviable to observe has taken notice of this change. You've mastered the ability to trust your gut feelings without questioning them excessively. You don't need rational explanation to follow your intuition when it points you in a different direction. Without needing assurances, you follow your gut when it tells you about opportunities. Can you see how your self-assurance and your inner wisdom has led to a decision-making pace that makes it exhausting for others to keep up? You've maintained your unflinching self-trust while growing accustomed to unpredictability, and it's impossible to resist that combo. Watching you make decisions that would paralyze them with overthinking has particularly captivated the individual who is about to speak. They have witnessed you follow intuitions that lead to breakthroughs, make quick decisions that turn out to be great, and trust instincts that bring you to the precise place you need to be. Uncertainty-related discomfort, combined with unrelenting self-trust, has become an enticing mix. Do you realize that the energy you bring to every encounter has become very addictive to those who are lucky enough to encounter it on a regular basis? Others have heightened awareness as a result of your presence, giving their everyday interactions and moments significance. After speaking with you, people feel more capable, inspired, and alive than when they first came. Are you aware of the power you possess just by being who you truly are? The person whose interest to you has been growing has recognized this influence. They've begun evaluating other contacts based on the unintentionally established norm, deeming the majority of talks insignificant and shallow in contrast. You seem to be the only one who can satiate their appetite, since the depth of engagement you provide has ruined them for weaker relationships. Take note of the new avenues for your creative expression that have surprised you and everyone else. Do you notice how thoughts come to you with such intensity that they need to be addressed right away? Don't projects that used to seem overwhelming now arrange themselves in a sophisticated and uncomplicated manner? The creative obstacles that used to irritate you have entirely vanished, to be replaced by a wealth of inspiration that can occasionally feel so intense as to be overwhelming. You're not only producing, no longer, you're directing all of your creative energy. There are acknowledgments in the impending stillness that you have been waiting for without even realizing it. Acknowledgement for your efforts. Thank you for your valuable contribution. Confirmation of your trusted instincts in the face of skepticism from others. After moments of doubt and uncertainty, this convergence of affirmative input may seem unreal because these affirmations will come from several sources at once. Not because you've asked, but because they know you'll add value wherever you go. People want to put you in touch with people in their circles. Your name is mentioned in discussions that you are not involved in, suggested for collaborations you haven't thought about, and recommended for possibilities you haven't sought. For you, doors that have been closed to others with comparable qualifications are opening. It's also not about manipulation or politics. It has to do with attracting the attention of important people through genuine charm. How effortlessly you've started drawing powerful connections has impressed the person whose thoughts you've captured the most. They've seen doors open for you that are still locked to others with comparable qualifications, and they've seen you acquire access to circles that took them years to break into. Politics and manipulation are not at issue here. It has to do with attracting the attention of important people through genuine charm. Examine your living area. Your home has been turned into a haven that embodies your heightened awareness. Now, every item, hue, and arrangement works for your best benefit, fostering a setting that encourages creativity and fosters personal development. Within its bounds, visitors talk about feeling different. How just being in the thoughtfully designed space you've created may provide clarity and reduce stress. The stillness will break in this hallowed place you've created, surrounded by proof of your metamorphosis, which will give any words uttered their more weight. The breaking of the stillness will take place in this hallowed area that you have constructed, around by proof of your metamorphosis, as observed by the energy that you have developed over the course of months of deliberate living. The words that are spoken will have additional weight due to their environment, acquiring strength from the environment you've created around yourself that expands consciousness. To further your higher mission, even your relationship with technology has changed. Instead of making your procedures more complicated, digital tools help you streamline them. Instead of drawing in distractions, your internet presence draws an opportunity. When your mind and technology work together harmoniously, you can achieve efficiency that almost seems unnatural to outside observers. Instead of letting technology dictate your actions, you've perfected the art of leveraging it to further your goals. All facets of life will be engulfed in wildfire from the sparks that are ready to erupt. Both personal fulfillment and professional acclaim will come at the same time. Creative discoveries will be accompanied by financial abundance. Spiritual growth will coincide with the emergence of romantic connections. The real power of your transformation is demonstrated by the way all of these components come together to make a seamless whole. Not success in a vacuum, but advancement in every aspect of the human condition. It's not just your unique attributes that make you impulsively enticing, chosen one, but also how they all work together to create something that's more than the sum of its parts. With a roar rather than a whisper, the silence is broken, and every area of the life you've been creating with such perseverance, discernment, and steadfast faith in your own amazing potential will be illuminated by the sparks that fly.